welcome to another session where we get to talk about animals. Now, the animal kingdom is a vast area of animals, fish, and all kinds of beings. You can go from the smallest microorganisms to the biggest lions and tigers. Now, one thing about microorganisms is like they're animals, but really, really tiny that you can't really hold them. Things like algae and germs like that. But those ones, germs aren't considered that, but they are actually called bacteria. Now, bacteria is living, but isn't considered one of the animal kingdom. Then you can go to the domestic animals, like sheep and cows. Funny things about those things is that a cow can actually sense when an earthquake is coming. Animals like dogs and cows can sense when an earthquake is coming. Other than domestic animals, there are other animals that are stronger than them. You can talk about elephants. Elephants, which a funny thing that they do, like humans, is they handshake but with their trunks. Now an elephant isn't even the biggest animal in the whole of the animal kingdom. You can continue up further by looking at tigers, Siberian tigers, and even jungle tigers. Now the tigers like that are very like elephants. Elephants actually have funny things that they do. They actually have communication between each other and can actually shake hands, but instead of hands, it's with trunks. Elephants also have a good memory and large ears that help them listen to things from afar. Although an elephant can't run fast, it is tall and can actually crush animals that try to chase it. That's why it would take a bunch of lions to take down an entire elephant. Now, lions, on the other hand, are almost like big oversized cats. Now, they tend to sleep for most of the day and hunt for the other rest of the day. They hunt and then eat, and then it continues in that cycle of which they continue living. A group of lions is called a pride. Now, a pride walks around together, and most lions in a pride hunt together and eat together and live in one place together. Now, other than those, there are tigers which are like them but don't tend to sleep but are almost on their feet all the time. Now, when you say that the lion is the king of the jungle, it wouldn't exactly be the king of the jungle because there are other things that could go against the lion and actually win. Now, a lion is given the appeal of being stronger than the tiger, but when it comes to certain things that tigers do, they are technically almost stronger than lions because these guys are more dangerous than lions because lions won't attack you just straight after seeing you. Other than tigers will go for anything that they can eat, but the bad thing is that they could die if they don't eat in a long time. Now, with the tigers in the jungle, there's also pythons and snakes. One of the most dangerous jungles in the whole world is in the Amazon River. Now, in South America, there is a forest called the Amazon. Now, the Amazon is home to all kinds of weird things, UFOs, crazy snakes, and deadly stories. Now, the Amazon is home to one of the largest snakes in the world, which is an anaconda. Now, an anaconda doesn't bite people, but rather strangles them. This thing has almost the weight of more than 2 human beings and could crush you on impact. If you escape this thing, then it would probably be a miracle because this thing is so dangerous that anything that ever comes to it dies. That's if it squeezes it. But if they tend to fight back, then they can probably survive. Now, we've seen about land animals, but you can also talk about the fish underwater. Now, if you're talking at the safe side, you could go with tuna, you could go with squid, all those which are safe, and shrimps. All those which are safe and can also be used as seafood. If you look at the dangerous part of the water, then you could find things like sharks, great white sharks. There are also whale sharks, but whale sharks aren't that dangerous because they are all part of the sharks, but they don't go towards humans. Then you could also go with orcas. Orcas which go against seals but don't go against humans. These things can attack people on beaches and all kinds of places. You could also go jellyfish. One of the weirdest things about a jellyfish is that once it reaches its dying stages, it reverts itself back to its baby stages, and that's how they live infinitely without being hit on impact.
We are in the second half of the year. Here is a recap of some of the highlights of the events that happened in the month of June. National Heroes Day of Uganda takes place on June 9th every year to commemorate the brave people that laid down their lives during the Uganda Bush War that took place between 1981 to 1986. But who is a hero? A hero is someone who has done something brave, new, or good, and is therefore greatly admired by a lot of people. In Uganda, we have some child heroes. Uganda's youngest hero, Yvonne Namaganda, aged 9 years. She died while trying to save.
Ugandan army's fighting methods.
In Uganda, we have some child heroes. Uganda's youngest hero is Yvonne Namaganda, aged 9 years. She died while trying to save her friends from the school fire at Budo Junior School in 2008. On that fateful morning of 16th April 2008, the country lost 19 young kids to a fire in a dormitory. All the children were girls in Budo Junior School, and while they slept, flames of fire woke them up. Amid all the screams and scuffles that filled the night, a hero emerged. 9-year-old Yvonne Namaganda stood and faced the fire, determined to save her friends. Reports say that when the flames broke out, Namaganda rushed to the window, but it could not open. In a move only limited to quick thinkers, she broke the glass and pushed the girls through. She also instructed them to go call for help and began getting the rest of them to safety. She handled the situation very well despite what was going on. With the fire almost at the door and some children still inside crying, Namaganda went in and started pulling some children out. She did this for about 5 times until she went in and never came back. As Pablo and kids would like to pay tribute to Yvonne Namaganda this Heroes Day for doing what others would have feared to do. May her soul continue to rest in glory.
He likes to take me somewhere to the beach. He bought me a car for my 10th birthday. It is quite unusual for a father to do that. That's why I think it's a good memory.
Being the best dad I could ask for and letting me showcase my talents. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out.
Father's Day is always the 3rd Sunday of June. It comes just once a year, and while you celebrate with your dad, the other 364 days, it's especially important to let him know just how much he matters. The one day is set aside just for him. Father's Day was started to complement Mother's Day in celebrating fathers, fathering, and fatherhood. Fathers play a big role in supporting a family. Their main role is to protect, provide, and discipline. Children look to their fathers to lay down the rules and enforce them. They also look to their fathers to provide a feeling of security, both physical and emotional. Children want to make their fathers proud, and an involved father is the best thing that can happen to a child. But how can fathers be involved in their children's lives? They can spend time with their children, have conversations with them, and play with them once in a while. They should always find time to eat together. They can also discipline with love when the children do wrong. Children always look up to their father, and as such he should be a good role model. Fathers are teachers. They help their children learn the things they need to know when they grow up. They teach children how to respect the other parent over another child. They treat their mother with respect, and they treat people with kindness. There are different types of fathers. There is the biological father, the one who gave birth to you. There is the guardian father. He can either be an uncle, parent's friend, or a man that you look up to as your own father.
They are appearing to come alone. Let us come together with them. That's why I accompanied them to come with me. Then we stayed, and after now we are with them.
I told him that we left our parents there in South Sudan, so there is no one who is taking care of us. Let him take care of us.
Different children are your children. That's why I accompany them to be as my own children.
Some children have godfathers. This is a man who presents a child at baptism and promises to take responsibility for their religious education. It's important to celebrate a person who plays the role of a father in your life, whether you're related or not. To all those who have fathers, share your father how much he means to you with a heartfelt message. Let him know how grateful you are for his love and support.